Okay, so welcome to the call, guys. And as I was saying about, people that are supposed to be on these calls, Lisa and I say we'll do these calls if there's one or two people on here because we know the impact that the words of one person, as I quote from the Bible, as I'm saying this, the power in the words of one person can change a nation. And with the information that all of you have at your disposal, one person can lead to massive influence in your business. And before I pull up my slide and introduce our guest, I just want to tell you why I think it's great how we can always just know that we're supposed to have the right person on. And it was really funny. Daisy Goodwin texted me yesterday to ask me to be on her call in a couple of weeks. And she said, if there's anything I can ever do, and we got our signals mixed up. And then I said to Erika, I was like, hey, Erika, I know this is last minute, but can you help me? And you know what's great about being a part of Life Advantage that I've never seen in any type of business I've ever been in, obviously never doing network marketing before, being in the fitness industry for 27 years, very successful, multiple six-figure businesses, and just being able to be involved in an opportunity where people are actually very flexible and very open to helping each other. And guys, that doesn't happen in business, right? It just doesn't happen. And so, and let me pull up these slides because I want to just do a proper introduction for you guys here. Let me get to this. All right. So, and before I even introduce Erika, I just want to say that here's what really caught my eyes about Erika. I had the privilege of, and I want to say it's Long Beach, and if I'm wrong, she'll correct me when she taught a breakout session. Okay. So, and I know I'm assuming she set it up like this, like she had all of her team in the first session, right? And she said, basically, and I'm gonna let her talk more about it, but she basically said, and I'm gonna assume she had somewhere around 30 or 40 of her team members in this first session. And she said, if you knew me before Life Advantage, stand up. And there was like a couple girls stood up, and then the rest of them, she said, now if I just met you since Life Advantage, stand up. And like the rest of her team stood up. So 90% of her team, she didn't know before she engaged in Life Advantage. And being an influencer, like her and Jesse are, as you can see, her and Jesse, they have a company called Macro Missionary. Jesse just finished his first book, The Purpose-Driven Diet, which I'm going to purchase tomorrow because I love supporting people in my industry, and I'm a reader. So I'm always looking to, and I believe that if you're involved in Life Advantage, you're a forward thinker. You're somebody who thinks different than other people. Like guys, 99% of the people in our industry don't even know what we have in our hands. They don't even know about Nerf 2. They don't even know about NAD. Heck, and they don't even know that we're about to get a patent on 3 products. One has never happened in the history of nutrition in any way, shape, or form. Not that we have 9 patents on one of our products, but just now that the 3 of these products make each of them work better, right? And so that was really impressive to me. Her and Jennings Waterhouse taught that session. It was my first one. And I like to go to the breakout sessions by myself and just sit and learn. And Lisa and I kind of go to different ones. I like what she told me, and I don't want to go too much into her story because I want you guys to get to know her. One of the reasons why I bring somebody on every single week, if you just came on, mute yourself, guys, if you can. I thought I muted everybody. Let me make sure I'll do it before we get started here. Let me mute everybody, and then you can unmute yourself. Let me get started here. Okay, so one of the things that I didn't know about her is that she told me this today when she sent me a text. She said that she started her Life Advantage business with $226 in her bank account, which, guys, you can be super successful in business and not have a lot of money, okay? And I know she's smiling because we know that leverage income is the best way to be able to do the other things in life that you like to do. Like for me, coaching. And one of my close friends now And I assume Erika got to hear him speak at GoPro. Became one of my dearest friends is Eric Thomas, and Eric and I text and talk. We're actually going to talk this week. Justin Rose wanted Eric to speak at our convention this year, and I said, "Hey, Eric, the CSO of our company wants you to speak," and he says, "Mike, I would do it for you, but then I would be going against what God told me to do this year, and he's only going to be speaking at schools." And then we went into this conversation about how I'm working with a lot of athletes again and speaking at schools and teaching and coaching at a school. And he's like, "Okay, when am I coming to your school?" Right? So connections and building relationships with people, which I think now knowing that Erika is going to go back, is trying to finish her PhD in holistic nutrition, which I think her doing that, she knows a lot more than most of the people that she's learning from, because she knows stuff that they don't know, right? And so, and just like this, which happens to 90% of people that start this businesses, and a lot of you on this call, your spouses or your significant others do not support you when you first get started until they start seeing some paychecks coming in. And they may even see the products and want to take the products and get the products, but they've had a bad experience with network marketing, or people they know had a bad experience with network marketing. But to me, once you get to know about network marketing, which I know Erika has found this out because I watch her posts, is that she knows what it's about. She knows, and this is her first rodeo, just like most people. Like, once you get on that horse and you realize that it's an amazing ride once you know what you have with LifeVantage and once you know where it's going and what we're doing. And so I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm actually going to stop talking, and I'm going to unmute her. And guys, I just want to, okay, she unmuted herself. Okay, good. So I'm just going to let my friend Erika Dale take this over. It's all yours, my friend. How about it?
Awesome. Well, thanks, Michael. And you hit the nail on the head, and nail, guys. I'm not really good with words. So that what we have in this company, so many people, I don't even think we have like 100% knowledge of the possibilities and the relationships and the friendships. Michael and I have just really started to connect even more so recently. He's referred me to 2 people for our other business. And so when he asked me last minute, I was like, yeah, how could I not say yes? I mean, like, he's helping me. I want to help him. I want to help you guys. But my husband, he has the 4 P's of why he is now on board for LifeVantage. And one of them is the people. One of his P's of the things is people, because we went on an incentive trip 4 months into this company. He met, Justin Rose and Darren Jensen and other people. And a few months later, I was at an event and Justin Rose gave me a hug. Not only did he remember my name, but he remembered Jesse's name. And he knew that Jesse was into bodybuilding and fitness, and that he was in a part of his life where he was looking good. And Justin said something to the fact of, man, Jesse's looking really good. He needs to give me some pointers. And I was taken aback. Like, the CSO not only remembered my name, I'm less than a year in this company, but he remembered my husband's name, who he met one time. Like, we have something that is untouchable. And so I hope that, you guys are on here on a Sunday night. I think that you probably already know that, but I hope you just continue to dig deeper and build those relationships and build those friendships. Jesse actually launched that book last year. So I just put a post up today for like the year anniversary of us launching it. And he was so delighted that, people from LifeVantage, more people from LifeVantage purchased his book than our own friends and family, than our own gym members. So that's the kind of support that we have if you guys allow yourselves to be around that and to allow people to pour into you. So I'll give you guys my background, my story, and then I have built this business 99% on social media. So I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on kind of some things I've done, and hopefully things you can take away immediately and implement into your businesses. So I got started in LifeVantage 4 years ago, October of 2015. And it is no lie, I had $226 in my bank account. And the day that someone prospected me, I said no. I said, I don't have the money and I don't have the time. I was a gym manager. For those of you in the fitness world, gym managers don't make any money. And I was working for my now husband, then boyfriend, and I wasn't making any money. And I was working a lot of hours. We had to keep the gym open past the normal 5 to 6 p.m. because we had to get people into the gym once they were off of work. And so I found myself at 31 years old, oftentimes skipping a lot of my own passions, sometimes skipping my own workouts, things that I really truly want to do, friends, family, because who wants to go to dinner at 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night? Not very many people. And so I took a hard look in the mirror and I said, you know what, 31 years old, if you don't have the time and you don't have the money to invest in a business to get you the time and the money, what are you currently doing right now that's going to change your situation? And I couldn't answer the question. I couldn't go get a part-time job. I couldn't free up time. I couldn't put more money in my bank account. And so I just said, you know what, if this brings in a couple extra $100 a month, so be it. I loved the science. I loved the product, the little bit I knew about it. My husband was not supportive of the business, but luckily he has the science background, the health and fitness, 23 years experience. And he did take a look at the product and he said, you know, if this product does what it says it's going to do, I'll at least give it a shot. So if nothing else, like Michael said, if you're someone that's in that same situation, at least get your spouses or your partners on the product, you know, and at least get that type of a testimony, because a week in, he was like, wow, I'm sleeping better and I have more energy. A month in, he was referring these products to his nutrition clients. So he at least had that buy-in, but it wasn't until probably 6 months to a year in that he actually was kind of supportive of the business, because he had invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in real businesses, his words. So I wasn't risking enough to really be starting a business. And so I was kind of out to prove him wrong. I was kind of out to prove myself wrong because I wasn't really sure what was going to happen with this industry or this business. Over the last 4 years, I've enrolled 532 customers and 108 distributors, again, primarily from social media. Right. And the biggest reason that I did it with social media, you guys, because I was too busy to do it any other way. I was working till 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night. Like, what was I going to do? Have them come to my gym and do it on company time? It probably wouldn't have went over very well, even though I was working for my boyfriend. Probably still wouldn't have went over very well. So I did it social media. I did Zoom presentations. We have video tools. Like, we are so blessed with the amount of tools that we have in our tool belt, but I don't think we're using them enough. And I think that oftentimes we want to be the expert. Listen, I can spout off, Michael can definitely spout off any information you want on these products, but I bet he doesn't. I bet he still sends his prospects to tools because it's psychology, it's third-party validation, whether it's a three-way call, a three-way chat, or just a YouTube video, it is third-party validation. So I want to encourage you guys to do that. And from those 4 years, what I've been able to do, not only by creating a 6-figure income, you know, we've been able to open an online nutrition company. We're now teaching people to become nutrition owners and explore their passions. We're able to do things that we never thought we would able, do again, like PhD. That was not in the cards for me. You know, I actually said I would never go back to school again. The cool thing is I'm not going back to school because I need to further my job or to go get a better job or to make more money. I'm going back to school just to learn more. Like at 35 years old, just to learn, because I always want to be a student. Also because my husband's a total nerd when it comes to nutrition. And I'm like, we're going to have a nutrition company. I need to have some knowledge too. We've been able to close our gyms. We own 3 gyms over the last 4 years. We've closed them. It's a bittersweet thing, right? But we're only 2 people. We only have so much energy, and something had to go in order to get to the great, right? Give up the good for the great. And so there might be things in your life right now that maybe they need to go. Maybe even just for a period, not for life, but maybe just for a season. So think about some of the things that are pulling you away from your business. We make excuses all day long, and we make excuses because we can. We make excuses that are legitimate, right? But they're still excuses. So you have to decide what you can maybe give up and sacrifice for a little bit of a season in order to have that great. I'm in a burst right now, 30-day Eric Worre's 20 and 30. It's intense. I don't know that I'm going to have a voice after this week. I just looked at my schedule for tomorrow and it's insane. but it's going to be worth it, right? I'm giving up quite a bit of things in January so that I don't have to ever again. So think about some of those things as you're jumping into this new year. It's the perfect time to just really dive in, dig in deep with your businesses. So a few things I can show you or tell you guys about social media. Social media is a tool. It's not going to build your business necessarily faster, right? It's still building relationships. It's still getting in front of people. People still have to like you. And I always think about it this way. If you were to go to a grocery store tomorrow and you're walking down the aisle, like, and you just meet someone, you're both grabbing the milk or whatever. I don't go grocery shopping. I don't know. But, and you just strike up a conversation. What are you going to say first? You're probably going to ask what their name is or what they do or introduce yourself. You're not going to say, oh my gosh, I take this pill. It's called Protandim. It's amazing. You're not going to throw up on them in the middle of the grocery store. So why are we doing that on social media? Why do we think that it's any different than building a relationship in real life? So be a human first and foremost. Be a good human first and foremost. And that's how you're going to grow friends. So I always get people on my team and, I tell them that I built this on social media and they come in and they say, well, I want to do what you did. I want to build this on social media. And then I look and they've got like 300 Facebook friends. It's not going to happen. Right? It's going to take time. They're going to have to build. They're going to have to grow. They're going to have to be intentional about getting more Facebook friends and then building relationships, which takes time. So I was blessed. I've moved around. I've been married, been divorced, was in Pennsylvania, back home in Indiana. And so I have a lot of networks of friends and places I've worked and things like that. So I had a really good amount of Facebook friends. So that made it easier, right? Easier, not easy. So grow your Facebook friends. If you're under the 1,000 Facebook friend mark, get to 1,000. If you're under 3,000, get to 3,000 and just grow it. Now I get to be picky. Now I get to be choosy of who my Facebook friends are. I actually do, go out and kind of give them a little bit of recon when they add me because I can. But 4 years ago or 6 years ago, if I had joined this, I probably wouldn't have been able to do that. The key is though, when you guys are growing your Facebook friends, you're adding new friends, start a conversation. How many of you get the Facebook friend and like, they just never talk to you? It's creepy. It's weird. I'm like, why did you add me? Who are you? What do you want? What do you do? And I find myself going to them and I'm like, you added me, but hey, how are you? I'm Erika. Why did you add me? Or I just strike up a conversation. And again, strike up a conversation, but don't vomit on them about your product or your opportunity. Even if they ask what you do, real quick, real snippet, back to them. And then eventually you can segue into that when it feels natural and good. The second thing that I would tell you guys that I see lacking a lot is consistency. We'll post something on Facebook and then we'll disappear for a week. If you had a brick and mortar business, would you just step out of your business for a week? Would you step out of your business for a day? Probably not without good management or good employment. So don't do that on your Facebook if you're wanting to utilize it for your business. So be consistent. Now, I'm not saying to post about Protandim every single day or 5 times a day, or you figure that out. You figure out what works for you. I would say I don't really hardly ever post about Protandim, but I did as I was growing my business. And there comes a time in your business where you can kind of slack off on that and do more attraction marketing instead. But instead of saying like, hey, take this pill, share a testimony, share a compliant testimony, share, who would like more energy? How many comments do you think you're going to get on that post? A lot, right? How many comments do you think are you going to get on a post that talks about the poor sleep quality? 1 in 3 Americans have poor sleep. Things like that to grab people's attention. And then you get in conversation with them. And then again, down the road as it segues to it. Number 3 is don't be vanilla. And what I mean by that is don't be boring. Don't be plain. If everyone on your Facebook or in your personal life is agreeing with you 100%, you are playing too small. You're playing too small. And if they're always agreeing with you, you're just not going to ever probably bring them into your business. So I'm not saying to go out and be, like super controversial or constantly posting, politics and religion and things that really stir the pot. I think there's a time and a place, and you got to find that about yourself. But be chocolate, don't be vanilla. So put out some of your beliefs, find out who your tribe is. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So what kind of people do you want to attract in? I do put things out controversial. If any of you follow me on Facebook, feel free to do so. I get conversation going. I also don't fall into the trap of getting into a pissing match with people, though, right? I can have conversation without arguing. There is a difference. But I've also done that, and I've weeded out a lot of people in my world, right? There's a difference. Those people that are always negative at you, always coming at you, always combating, always arguing, and they don't ever post anything positive or supporting to you, they're never joining your business, period. So get rid of them, right? Now, I'm not, if it's like mom or sister, like, all right, guys, maybe just unfollow them. Let's not start some World War III in your family. But who's your tribe? Who do you want to bring into your business? And then number 4, be authentic. And it kind of goes along with not being vanilla, but be authentically you. Because again, you want people that you get along with. You're not going to be able to coach and mentor someone that is completely polar opposites. So you can throw them up to Michael or throw them up to your upline and make them deal with it. Sorry. But I mean, if you really want to build a good culture and a good tribe and people that you want to be around, I think about it like this. Like, I don't want anyone to join my team who I wouldn't want to go on vacation with. So think about it that way and attract those people into your world and attract those people into your life. People, when they know you, when they like you, when you start getting tagged in like random things of your kind of your quirky personality, like I'm obsessed with unicorns. I don't know if y'all can see my office. It's pink and glitter and girly and whatever. I get tagged in so many unicorn things, it's unreal. But that's because people know that I like that. I get tagged in leopard things all the time because 90% of my wardrobe has leopard in it. So let people know who you are. What'd you say?
Including shoes.
Including shoes.
I saw your shoes the other day.
My mom got me those for Christmas, and they're my favorite. So who are you, and who do you want people to know who you are? Again, authentic you, not fake you. Don't be who you think people want you to be. Be who you are. And that was hard for me for a while, you guys. And I'll be honest, because I felt like, man, I just want everyone. I want everyone to be on my team. I want everyone to join me. But that doesn't work. Those people aren't joining you, period. And they want to get to know you. They want to really feel like they know who you are. I mean, I've had people come up to me at events. They know my name. They know that something on social media. And I'm like, who are you? Well, could you like something or comment on something? Don't just sit back and watch, but people are watching you. That's what they do. So be authentic. And then number 5, and I think this is probably the most important, is to provide value. Give value to your people, the people that are watching you, the people that are following you. When people learn from you, they trust you that much more. And it doesn't have to be like about Pro Tandem or about LifeVantage. Just what are you passionate about? Give value to that. Talk about that. For me, it's definitely network marketing and business and entrepreneurship. It's also relationship, marriages. My husband and I did a live series, marriage advice from the divorced couple, because we've both been divorced, and it was like kind of funny. But be you and just pour out value. The more value you give, the more attractive you are to people, and the more they're going to come to you and be like, man, I learned from you today. Thank you for that. Or thanks for putting that up there. I had no idea. So just figure out, what are your passions? What can you talk about? And then just start becoming that person and put it out there. The cool thing about social media is you get to decide, right? Nobody gets to decide who you are. It's your social media. You get to control it. You get to put out what you want people to see and who you want to be. So those are my tips for you guys. Yes, become an authority figure. I love that. So anything I can do for you, Michael? Any other?
Let me ask a question, and then I'll let other people ask a question, all right, before I do stuff at the end. So guys, did you hear this? My wife is actually sitting over there, and she was like looking at me while we were laughing. And Erika said she's enrolled 532 customers and 108 distributors. So I'm just going to ask a question, and you don't have to answer it if you don't want to, but I hope you will. What does that look like for you? Like, what is that process? Are you enrolling mostly platinum packs and gold packs? What is it? What are you? And what does that process look like? So when you sign somebody up, what does that kind of look like? Are you doing a Zoom call with them? Are you just, tell me just maybe in 2 or 3 minutes what that looks like. If I'm one of your, if I'm one of your 108 people that you signed up, kind of. So what is, since we know I kind of watch you and follow you, because I just want to say this for people that are watching today, guys, Fred Graves taught me this from day one. If you want what other people have, you do what other people do, right? So if you want to learn from people, Tim Cox and I talk about this all the time. We were going back and forth today on one of Erika's posts, right? Like just about, everybody, it's so funny she brought this up, everybody says fat weighs, or muscle weighs more than fat, right? And it's not true. It's the same. It's just, right? But you hear that in our industry forever and ever. So do you get a lot of people that you customers and then they upgrade to distributors? Tell me some of your processes and just some things that happens in your business.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely get both. I mean, you saw my numbers, I'm about 5 times more customers than distributors. So I tend to lead with product. But if you don't offer the opportunity, they don't know you have an opportunity. So the worst they can say is no, and they're still going to be your customers. So don't hesitate to offer that. I give my personal enrolled distributors as much as they give me. And here's what I'll preface this with, you guys. I always lead with love. I have a love for everyone on my team. Every single person on my team matters. They all deserve my love. They don't all deserve my time. So there's a big difference there. But here's the thing. If you come to me tomorrow and you say, hey, Erika, I know I haven't been active. I haven't really been doing anything, but I'm ready. I'm there. I'm ready. Let's go. But then if Wednesday, or I don't even know what today is, if Tuesday you're MIA again, I'm going to the next person. So yes, I'll hop on Zooms or calls or whatever is necessary if they're local and we want to get into person. Really, I meet them where they are. However, if I have someone that's maybe not tech savvy, then I'll go in person or I'll hop on a phone call with them. What was I saying with that? Well, I want to preface it with, if you're not a hyper recruiter, then you do have to give more time to that person, and you do have to kind of handhold a little bit more. But if you're constantly recruiting people, then you get to run with the runners and kind of group coach the rest, right? So I do have a handful. You can only run with so many people. And so I have, sometimes I'll ask a leader to come into a hot team of mine, so I can kind of step out and go recruit or go work with other teams that are maybe a little slower. But yeah, I mean, so I don't have like a set up method.
That's good.
Okay.
No, that's perfect. No, that's that. And the reason I ask those questions is because we obviously are from the same mold. We've been in this industry for a long time, in the fitness industry and the nutrition industry. And I want to talk to you about that stuff later too. But at the piece for me is, and I'm right now in a total. We just did a goal setting thing last night. We had a new Pro 5 that just made Pro 5 in about 5 months. That was on last week, and she did a goal setting sheet. And so we all went over that, and I became super intentional. I don't know about you, but sometimes when I hear other people say things, that's why I'm always think that what you just said is that we're in a learning mode. When we learn, then we implement, right? Bless you. And so let me just ask, because there's 1 or 2 other people maybe that want to ask Erika a question. All you just have to do is unmute yourself and ask, and just make it, brief, 1 to 2 minutes.
Hey, Mike, it's me, Chris. I'll ask a question.
Go ahead.
Hey, Erika, thanks for coming on tonight. I just wanted to let you know that great information about the social media. As Mike knows, I was one of the guys that jumped into attraction marketing as using it as a tool, just because of being how busy I am and not being able to maybe talk to people every day. But I was able to bring in people from other countries and be able to get customers from all over this country and some other parts of the world through social media. But the one thing that I find that is very hard is, and I'm kind of curious how you do this, is when you start getting people all over the world to come into your business, you've built a relationship, they like what they see, they're looking for something like what you have. How do you keep them motivated being so far away? I can't travel to Thailand every month.
What?
I might not be able to travel there in a year, but they have such an amazing opportunity. And I can only do it over a phone, a Zoom, maybe on Messenger video, but there's only so much I can do for that. I can't be there personally for them. So how do you get people who are outside of your backyard to continue doing this business?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I'll be honest, you guys, I don't have an international team yet. It's in the radar for me, but we obviously have people across the United States. I would say for your international team specifically is get them into leadership as quickly as you can. Even if that's not you, have someone help you to raise up a leader, and maybe incentivize with like, hey, if there's this many people in your area, like I will come out and I will stay for 2 weeks or whatever you can do. But like Charlotte Ventnor, she's a Pro 9, she's in Australia, she's got like the biggest team out there. And she found Rachel Jackson, I think via YouTube, and was just attracted to her, liked what she had. And Rachel basically said like, hey, we need to go fast because I can't do 4 o'clock calls. I can't do 4 a.m. calls forever. And so she kind of gave her that deadline, and Charlotte was on fire and was hungry, but maybe just kind of put some of those boundaries on there. And then if you can, as much as possible, plug them into local and in-person events, or maybe teach them how to start their own so that they are getting that interaction.
It's good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Anybody else? 1 or 2 more.
Tracy.
Hey, Tracy, go ahead.
Hi. Thank you very, very much, Erika, for being on the call. I really, really appreciate this. As you were speaking, I put down ask about your posting on your social media. Do you do that mostly, like sharing your information? Do you do that mostly on Facebook Lives, or do you do that just mostly on posts? And I haven't looked at your page, but I will be after we get off the call.
Yeah, so, for sure. Follow me. Like I get people all the time. Can I copy that? Don't ask, just do it. You don't have to ask me ever. I do both. I kind of go in spurts where my lives, kind of raise up a little bit, and I do more than usual. I don't have any method to that. I would say if you're not doing lives yet, do a 30-day challenge and force yourself to do 30 days of lives. And guess what? You're going to be bad before you're good. You're going to be good before you're great. But guys, I used to do videos standing with my cell phone in a full-length mirror with the reverse camera on because we didn't have Facebook Live. So, and believe me, I could show you a picture. They were hideous. So don't worry about that. Just do it. Do it scared. But I intentionally post to my Facebook bare minimum 2 times a day, sometimes 3 or 4. I intentionally spread my posts out 3 to 4 hours apart. And I'll be honest, you guys, if I put a post up and there is like 0 traction within 30 minutes, I take it down. So it's just the Facebook algorithms. And it's not about like, oh, I didn't get any likes. No, it's that no one's going to see my next post if that one's not getting anything. But I would definitely say mix it up. Facebook loves video, Facebook loves lives, Facebook loves watch parties. So if you guys are implementing those are the things I'd really start to maximize in your life.
I have a
Great
question.
information. Thank you.
I have a question on top of that. So give us 1 or 2 seconds about what you say about the difference between actually posting and then on posting our story, like the difference of, because I noticed that how you post on both. So maybe you can give us just a quick thought process of what you do. So so guys, if you're listening, pay attention to the things that she's sharing about how she does. And then you, as she said, you put them into your own message, your own story, your own words. But like I said, she said, this is how you do it. So yeah, maybe you can share with that.
Yeah. So what I've always been taught is your story should kind of be like the soap opera of your life. So Michael just said he saw my leopard shoes. It was in my story. I was at church I had unicorn socks on and leopard shoes. Yeah, they didn't match at all.
And
But
Jesse
and so it's a little bit funnier. Sometimes it's just things I probably wouldn't post on Facebook necessarily. And then my Facebook posts are more copy, a little bit, sometimes longer, sometimes just short and sweet. Like the fat does not weigh the same as muscle, or whatever that post was today, which got way more traction than I ever anticipated.
You've done a lot.
But I am very sarcastic and snarky, and that shines through, I think, in my Facebook.
Really?
So again, it goes back to being you, but providing value, providing content. And you guys, don't be afraid to write long Facebook posts. The ones that say like more and people have to click on them, oftentimes those will get less comments on them. But when you have someone commenting on those longer posts, that means they actually read them, and it means they're really into what you're putting out.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And for you, I have this poor Jesse. Like, Jesse likes to sleep all the time. And
only when we travel.
He constantly takes pictures. I can't even think off the top of my head how many times I've seen pictures. And I told him this like a week ago. I says, like, bro, you should like put your hand up like when you sleep or something. Like, Erika takes pictures of Jesse sleeping. Poor dude gets to sleep while he's traveling, but
he falls asleep the second. Like, we don't even leave the runway in a plane. And his nickname is Shark, so I hashtag Sleeping Shark.
Sleeping
and it's
Shark.
become a thing. And it was probably several months in before he even knew I was doing it. And one day he said, do you post pictures of me sleeping? I was like, are you just now figuring this out?
That's so good.
But be funny, be you. Like, I use humor a lot, probably sometimes too much, but that shines through, I think, in my stories, and people are attracted to that.
Absolutely. Well, let's do one more, because I don't want to hold her up, but let's do one more. Is there anybody else, maybe one more person that has a question, or maybe wants to ask something that maybe they haven't learned? Because a lot of you guys don't get the opportunity to ask the questions that you want. So is there something that maybe you've thought, just from everything that's been said? Like, I've taken a page of some notes, and I put some of the things that she talked about in the notes here so that you guys could have them, and I copy the notes after we're done. So, and I actually put Erika's Facebook on there. Like she said, did you guys hear what she said? I teach you guys this. You don't want to be friends with everybody in Life Vantage. You want to follow them. We don't want everybody we don't want 3,000 of 4,000 friends being Life Vantage people. We have a select few people that we see. So that's why she said, follow her. Like, follow her. You don't have to be friends with them. So does one more person have a question, or want to ask something?
I got a quick question for you. Do you
Go ahead,
follow
Stacey.
2 or 3 different categories for when you're doing your posts, or you just do general posts of whatever you feel like posting on that day?
I try to kind of follow some buckets. You guys maybe have heard of that. Like, buckets are just like your passions, your personality, your beliefs, like whatever. I don't have any type of sequence. Like, I'm not, morning is this, night is this. My morning posts tend to be more just kind of like the post with like a background, maybe uplifting or something like that. I don't purposefully or intently do that, but it's just kind of my mood in the morning, I guess. And those are usually easier, and I'm still waking up and haven't had my coffee yet. But no, I don't have any like sequence as far as that, but I do try to follow, like I've been saying, give out value or my personality, that kind of thing.
Do you post in groups or anything like that?
Not as much as I should.
Okay.
No, I comment on stuff, or I try to answer questions when they pop up. I got a customer the other day because he had posted in some random fitness group and about Achilles tendonitis, and I just said, hey, you should try this, and that never happened. So I'm not like some magic. No, that doesn't ever.
Well, the reason I asked is because I commented in 2 groups today. My friend Nicholas Bailey's group, and a guy asked me, if I could help him, and then I just got a hair care auto ship customer because I talked about how I went from getting my hair cut every 4 to 5 weeks to every 2.5 weeks, which is more expensive, but the person said, hey, I just bought the hair care for my husband, right? Yeah. and she's a network marketer, which is funny. She's in New Scan. So you just don't know who's watching. And I actually posted Jean DeLucia, who is a retired doctor, Pro 7 here in Tampa, that actually had great hair care results. And she texted me and said, "Hey, I want the hair care." And I have like 4 appointments this week just from 2 posts this week.
Groups are huge, especially if you don't have a big following or a big friends list. Get active in your groups. I mean, be the expert. That's when, again, people trust you, they like you. And the cool thing is, most of the questions that people post in groups, you can go Google and you can have the answer. So you don't actually have to be the expert.
Awesome. And okay, so you answered that question. Erika, thank you so much. Guys, like I said, just when I post the replay, just go back and listen and implement the things that you can do. Because what happens a lot of times when we are on these type of calls is that we hear things and we don't necessarily remember, or maybe we misplace our notes or whatever. But that's why I post these every single week, so that you can go back and listen to some of the things and learn. And so, Erika, thank you so much. I just want to publicly say that I'm so grateful for you, Jesse. Just sometimes we run, Marcel and I talk about this all the time, because following him from day one and just how he's helped build this company up to where it is now, and the significance of like even just this last, like my wife's best friend joined after 8 years of watching us do this business, and she just made a comment thanking you down there in the course. And my wife has done 2 3-way phone calls for her the last 2 days and got her 2 new customers, which, as Erika was saying, if you look at a lot of the things that Erika's upline does with Rachel and Tara, they built Pro 9 and Pro 10 positions by signing up tons of customers, upgrading them to distributors, through building influence, through just building relationships and getting people to know you and like you and trust you. So thank you so much. Give Jesse a hug for me, and I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys. Have a good evening. God bless, and let's go rock 2020. It's going to be amazing.
Amen. Amen. So, guys, I just want to finish up with just a couple things that I don't know if you guys knew this, but January the 9th at 4 p.m., we are going to be, LifeVantage is going to be ringing the bell at the NASDAQ. Okay, this is freaking awesome, guys. It's if you click on that link of the NASDAQ Facebook page at around 4 o'clock on January the 9th, which is, I believe, Thursday. Is that right? No, that's Wednesday. Wednesday, right? Destiny's looking up. Is it Wednesday, Destiny? I think it's Wednesday. Yeah, it's Thursday. It's Thursday. I'm sorry. I was trying to figure out what it was from just looking at the number, but then I pulled up my calendar. It is Thursday. So Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern, LifeVantage will ring the bell at 4 o'clock. It's going to be awesome. And then, guys, put this in your calendar, okay? This is going to be live on the Independent Distributor Facebook page at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, okay? Or at 9 p.m. Eastern, I believe. Julia would know because she's on Mountain Time. January the 10th, they're going to do a Facebook Live with Justin Rose, Kelly Rich, and our new field advisory board, Brandon and Lynette Cunningham, Daisy Goodwin, Sharith Matthews, Jason Kirkinsey, and Rachel Jackson. We're going to talk about some updates on free shipping, location, and some dates of our new regional tours that are coming up, which I can tell you that Denver has one, Atlanta's going to have one, Jacksonville is going to have one. They're going to talk about ways and new promotions that you can earn a trip to Global Convention in Las Vegas in October, which is really our next big corporate event that you should already be signed up for if you're not. And then it says this exciting news about Pro Tandem Tri-Synergizer. I'll wait for you guys to hear that. There's a patent coming on those 3 products, you guys, which is, if you would have told me ever in the history of my nutrition and fitness industry business that a company would be able to get 9 patents on one product, but to get a patent on 3 products together. No way. From a logical sense, anybody that understands fitness and nutrition, it doesn't make sense. It's why I tell everybody, if you haven't shown people that video that Brian Dixon does on the 3 pro tandems as a follow-up,
Theory of aging?
The theory of aging, yes. It's phenomenal, guys. It's absolutely phenomenal. Yes, it's 10 minutes, but it's good for a follow-up. So save those dates. And then, guys, I'm going to post this in the chat box. Hold on one second so I can do this. I have a PDF of, shoot, for some reason I can't do it. I'll post it before we finish when I get done out of here. But this is a new PDF that I'm going to show you guys here really quick that has all the new prices of all the products, okay? And what I would do if I were you is I would print some of these up. And here's why they're good. If you're sitting with somebody and you don't have access to your computer, which sometimes happens, and somebody says, hey, I want to try the products. Don't say, hey, I'll call you tomorrow. Or if you're sitting on the airplane and you say, hey, can we talk tomorrow or the next day? Guess what happens 90% of the time? You don't talk to them, okay? So here's a sheet that you can get to print off and have with you all the time. And guys, this PDF will answer every single one of your questions that you have about the changes that are coming. You know, when does the new pricing go into effect? January the 13th, okay? January 13th, I heard Lisa and Julia talking about this tonight, about, you know, free shipping and what the threshold is. And if I have guys, if you have just a subscription, you're getting free shipping on all the products that you order all the time. It's going to save you a ton of money. It'll allow you to take that money and invest in other products and being able to get more products. So, I'm so grateful that they've put these together. Here's another. There's another page that goes to this that I did not put on here, just because I wanted you guys to be able to have it. So let me. Yes, Brian Dixon's video is on YouTube. Stacy, just go on and type in Life Vantage Theory of Aging. Let me post this.
Michael, yes. On Biohack Activate, now that ABC Primetime is followed by that Theories of Aging.
Oh, it is. That's true. It is.
The whole video is on there.
Is that on the Biohack and Activate?
Yeah, right. It's the ABC Primetime followed by on that video.
Cool. Awesome. Now, guys, I'm going to put this down here in the chat box. So there's the drop box for the new prices and the sheet. So click that on and you can print that off or download it if you want and add it to your Dropbox. If you don't have Dropbox, you should have Dropbox. I'm sorry. It's really simple and easy and free. And it's how we put all our pictures in for our social media stuff and all that. So, guys, I took a bunch of notes today. I hope that you guys did, because if you want what other people have, just do what they do, guys. Some of you guys hear this information over and over and over and over, and it's very hard for you to compromise putting it into action. And it's really funny, when I was on a call a couple of weeks ago, on an elite call, and I heard a bunch of even some of the elites saying, like, people hear the message but don't take action on the information. You guys just heard from a girl who frickin' is enrolled, never done this before. She wasn't in the fitness industry until she met Jesse. She was working at the gym. Okay, let's just get that straight. She's in her 30s. She was working at the gym. She signed up 532 customers and 108 distributors in 4 years. Now, I see Bert's on here. He's a Pro 9. Bert, would you like to enroll 532 customers and 108 distributors? Yes, is the answer, right? So, guys, all you have to do is allow yourself to hear the information and take the steps. And you know where it all starts? It starts exactly what we did last week with those goal sheets. I showed Destiny. Destiny and I did a call this week. And I said, Destiny, you know why nobody can make an appointment with me this week? Because why, Destiny? Did you see my schedule? My schedule was completely booked with all of my follow-ups, all of my exposures, when I'm going to work out, who I'm going to follow up with, when I'm going to do the things that I'm going to do all week. And then I realized nobody can make an appointment with me because I have my schedule filled up on my phone. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is I told Lisa I'm going to buy a paperback thing, and that way I don't have to take up all my, because guys, you guys know I coach people, and it's really funny. I have several of my of Life Advantage distributors that I'm coaching right now, and some of them are Pro 8s and Pro 9s in the company, and two of them called me and said, hey, I'm paying you all this money and I couldn't even make an appointment with you this week because your schedule was booked. And I said, no, it wasn't. And they said, yes, it was. And I went back and looked, and it was only because I was massively intentional with my schedule. And if you guys go back and look, I actually posted my schedule for last week in the Freedom Fighters page. You're asking me, like, why did I do that? You know why I did that? I did that because I wanted you guys to be able to know that having a full day is what allows you to see yourself and understand your whole entire day. New exposures, follow up with 2 people, my call with Destiny, Zoom with Sebastian. Guys, this is how you're super intentional. Now, I learned that I need a paper calendar because this takes up all my time. People were saying, hey, I wanted to do 3-way phone call with you and I couldn't schedule an appointment. Like, so, you know, and like, yeah, right, Destiny? I mean, that's exactly what I'm saying. So does anybody want to unmute themselves? So we got like a couple minutes left. Just make a comment or say something maybe that they learned tonight or that they've learned this week from being intentional with their schedule. I know, Destiny, you getting ready to say something?
Yeah. So, you know, I have a hard time scheduling out, you know, what do I need to do? So what I started doing was just tracking what I actually do every day. So I started by like kind of going backwards, like, okay, what did I do today? And I kind of mapped it out. Okay, well, if that's what I do every day about that time. So, you know, I put down when I do my morning mindset or, you know, when I take my lunch, and even something being more intentional about when I take my lunch break. You know, we used to never close for lunch, but Fred's like, you have to take a lunch, you know, so just because you have to get a break. So, but I'm kind of lax on, okay, well, if somebody shows up, I'll wait a little bit. So I've made myself go to lunch when I'm supposed to go to lunch, you know, and so I'm putting that on my schedule. So even just filling in those little things has helped me to see like where my dead spots are. So I know like where I'm actually wasting my time doing nothing. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. And guys, just so you know, Destiny's bosses are both in this company. Beth is on here and Fred, and they allowed her to like adjust her schedule so she has a day off during the week so she can focus nothing on but Life Advantage. And guys, you know what I liked? It was the first thing I liked that Erika said was giving up something that's interfering with your business. And you know, that may be a game on your phone. That may be a television program or not watching TV. Like most of our TV during the week never goes on except for on Sundays, right? And you guys know what happens when you get out of that habit? There's an old scripture my grandmother used to tell me. She used to say, it's like the dog that returns to its vomit. You just go back and you eat it back up and you never put it back down again, right? Like you're constantly playing that game, and when you have a spare minute, you're back going to it, or you know, it's. I always say this. I think that's why my like people I knew when I was growing up, including myself, got addicted to soap operas when I was young, because that's the life we lived. Like that's how people's lives were. Their life was constantly that type of stuff, right? And so, you know, it's just like with me. I have like this massive new outlook on life from who I am, who God created me to be, and who God called me to be, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. Like Lisa and I are getting ready to start a financial course. One of my friends, I'll post the goal sheet if you don't have it. It's in the Freedom Fighters page. I had it last week, but I'll post it in there again if you don't have it, or just private message me on Facebook or text me and I'll give it to you. Some of the people asked for it, and I put it in there last week if you didn't get it. And I also put Katie's tracker sheet that she uses for her appointments in the Freedom Fighters thing too. So if you didn't get it, just get with me personally. But we got just a couple more minutes. Anybody else want to make a comment or say something? Yeah, I'll put it under files, Tracy. I'll do that. Anybody else? All right.
Can I'm going to be really quick because I see Bert's on here. I watched Sherry Hollenbeck's LiveVantage Academy was available, and I found out about it through our friend posting it online about the building depth. And I watched that. OMG. It was 4 hours long. It took me 7 hours to watch it because Sherry talks fast, but it was on a video, so I could pause it. I got 23 pages of notes.
Oh, and Destiny's shaking her head because Destiny went and saw her live and in person at LiveVantage Academy, right?
I saw her live and I watched that twice. Watched the actual online twice because I already knew what I was getting. That's gold.
It's priceless. It's priceless. But again, putting the things into action. Michael Huey, I have to have my butt kicked, but
it's all good.
I have to kick my own butt.
You all do.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Bert, why don't you send us off, brother? Why don't you give us a minute or so here, guys? If
Thank you, Mike.
Bert Du Bois has been a good friend to Lisa and I since we first got involved, and he's a great man of God, and loves people, and so I'm just going to let him finish this up. Take it away.
Awesome. I just wanted to give you a huge kudos. What a great call and great people. You know, Sunday nights is such a good night to get inspired and listen to something that's going to help you start off your day, go to work, and put it into action. Because that's what this is all about, you guys. We are truly going to change the world. We have a gift that we need to share with any and everybody. You know, I love it when people are shy and they know about network marketing and you're scared to go talk about it. But you know what? You just have that cushion. You let it flow. You find out where they're coming from, where they're at, what they need. If their dreams have been squashed, you know, that's what's going on in the world today. We had a breakfast with our Tennessee team this morning, and we talked about that, and every one of them was just going, "Oh my gosh, that's exactly where we were." And we're opening up. We see a vision to help our family, and that's what I love about LiveVantage, you guys, and all of the elite distributors that are giving of their whole heart to help everybody be the best that they can be. I loved Erika. I tagged her on a couple messages, you know, and I just went, you know, I love it. I don't use social media, but you know what? That's something that I have to change. I have to start doing that. It is what's happening today, you guys. You know, we all have Facebook pages. I just need to start utilizing it the right way because I know I haven't been. Michael, you're a special leader, and love everything that you do. What's that, buddy?
I want to see your Facebook page when you start posting on social media.
I'd be some cowboy stuff.
I want to see alive. I want to see alive.
But you guys, I just want to say, we'll see each and every one of you cross the stage, and we know you are because you're here on a Sunday night when you could be doing so many other things. You're concentrating on building your business and how to make those next steps to be the person that's going to cross the stage. So give kudos to each and every one of you guys. Love you all. See you in Cancun. See you in March in St. George. And let's just go to the top of this thing, you guys.
Thanks for sharing for a couple minutes. Say, give Ruth a hug for us and for tell her Happy New Year's. Guys, God bless you all. We'll see you next Sunday. I have another guest next Sunday. I'm just letting you guys know. I'll let you guys know ahead of time. I'm having Daisy Goodwin next week on the call. She's just been put on as she's from Hawaii. She's a Pro 8 in the company. just became a good friend with her. She just was announced as part of the new Life Vantage Field Advisory Board, which I'm super excited for her to be on there. She's just dynamite. I don't know if you guys have heard her story. I'm excited for her to share. She almost died in a lot of the storms that ravaged through Hawaii. They had no electricity for weeks upon weeks upon weeks, and no food, and they hid under trees and stuff. I mean, it was crazy. So, and she's still grinding and building this business as a Pro 8 on her way to Pro 9. So, if I always, Jay-Z says to him, she says, Mike, if I can do this, anybody can do this, right? And she's really cool. She signed up Kelly Slater, who I think is one of the greatest athletes in the history of the world, one of the best surfers in history. And so thank you guys, everybody who was on. What a great call tonight. I love you guys. And Erika, Dale, thank you again for everyone. Thanks, Bert, and everybody that's been on tonight. God bless you guys. Happy New Year. Let's go make an impact. We're only 5 days into this month. Let's have a great week. I love you all. God bless you.